over 2,100 miles long, with dense forest and majestic beauty hugging every turn. A University of Mississippi student wants to hike the Appalachian Trail alone, a section at a time, a state at a time, hiking it one step at a time.
I wanted to take on this trip because the Appalachian Trail is something I've always wanted to do. Now, I would love to be able to do the 2,100 mile through hike, but the logistics are just impossible. So now I'm planning on doing it a section at a time, doing the Georgia section, then the North Carolina section through Virginia, and then so on. So at different points, maybe I'll be able to do the whole thing. Well, I got interested in hiking at summer camp. I went to the same camp in North Carolina for about 10 years. When I was 10 years old, I started hiking. Well, my folks' reaction has been worry. I've done this before, and at times I've just kind of disappeared. But this one I announced. I think they know that I'm kind of woods worthy, and I plan everything to the T. And I wouldn't really try something if I didn't think I could do it, or if the risk outweighed the reward.
You know, when you first told your mother and I about it, we were pretty apprehensive. Obviously, you're going on an 80-mile trek alone through the Appalachian Trail, that can be kind of formidable. 12 miles a day with a 30-pound pack, that's going to be tough. I think that's tough for any hiker, experienced or semi-experienced as you may be. That's a pretty long trek. May not seem that long to you right now in your head, but by the time you finish that 80-mile walk, I think you'll be pretty satisfied that you finished, and also tired.
They've been very supportive, always been very supportive. You know, want me to do what makes me happy, and but they're still going to be protective. You know, they're going to make sure that I have all my ducks in a row, and make sure that I'm taking all the contingencies into account.
The Appalachian Trail stretches over 14 states, twisting from Georgia to Maine. The trail was conceived by Benton McKyer in 1921. McKyer was an outdoor enthusiast who envisioned a trail from the highest point in New England to the highest point in the South. At the time, most hiking paths were rough, unmarked, and unkept. Outdoorsmen and hikers embraced McKyer's vision and began organizing hiking clubs, clearing brush, marking the paths, and connecting them. Their efforts and enthusiasm would eventually gain the endorsement of the White House. World War II saw the trail fall into disrepair. Volunteers, machines, and fuels were overseas and in short supply back in the States. However, with the end of the war, a renewed interest in the project was sparked, and reworking and reconnecting the paths and trails became a major objective. To help spearhead the renewed interest, McKyer was again recruited to oversee the completion of the trail, and in 1951, the Appalachian Trail was officially completed. Because of his efforts and vision, signs and markers dot the Appalachian Trail bearing his name. Today, the Appalachian Trail welcomes tens of thousands of visitors each year.
I left Oxford, headed to Springer Mountain, Georgia, the starting point of the trail. I was filled with excitement and anticipation, but also apprehension, not knowing what lay ahead. An old Miss alum and friend, Daniel Hatton, gave me a lift to the starting point.
I think you ought to have a good time, man. I think that it'll be something that's totally different from, just living back in Oxford. And, to be able to get out and do something like this and to videotape it so that you can remember it, that's going to be pretty cool. So I look like it'll probably be a pretty good time for you, and I hope that you have fun with it.
I did hope to have fun with it, but knew that it would be physically grueling, but also a time of self-discovery. As we left paved road for gravel,